But this series scares me a little bit for us going into Indy. I'm not going to lie, because...
Try and save the series talk from that for later, but kind of just go into just the Knicks. So.
There's just so much... I think the big thing that resonates with me with the Knicks team is that it's hard, because I don't want to say that, I think inconsistency resonates with a few of the starters. I don't think Brunson is in that conversation. Dante worries me a little bit. Yes. His three-point shooting has been a little lackluster. He's had his clutch shots. Josh Hart's been all around the court, defense and offense.
Can't ask more.
Can't ask more. Center-wise, Mitch is another question mark. Hartenstein's been doing his best.
Great.
Did with Embiid with one leg. I don't think we miss Randle. I don't miss him.
I tried to tell you.
I don't think we miss him at all. I think our role guys are putting up. I know Randle's on the bench, I think, for the last 2 games, which figures he should be there watching the games with them.
Oh, yeah.
Is he healthy to play?
No, he's got a dislocated shoulder. He had surgery.
Yeah, he had surgery. He's
but,
done.
I mean, think about it this way, right? Who's playing current power forward right now?
They're running out Jalen, Dante, OG, Hartenstein.
Okay, so let's just say he's playing in place of Josh Hart, right? Mm-hmm. Instead of grit and just grabbing rebounds and everything, Randle's scoring a lot more points, but he's just chucking shots in the fourth quarter and shooting them out of the game, just like he did the past 2 times you were in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. So I want to take my victory lap on that. Yeah. I think Randle's already played his last game for the Knicks.
Yeah. You know what I would like more though? I think if Randle is it possible that Randle can come back if the Knicks push the season into the finals, let's say?
The problem with what happened, and I understand why he did it. Yeah. A dislocated shoulder surgery takes anywhere from 3 to 4 months to recover. It happened to Andy Robertson back in October. He had the surgery right away, so he was back in the end of January. Yeah. Randle tried to come back instead of having the surgery, and he had the surgery back in the end of March.
When OG first went down, he went right into the surgery.
Right.
That's why he's back right now.
Okay.
Exactly. Well, his surgery wasn't as hefty.
No, but they were saying they were a little worried after he came back that his rehab was he took some steps back a little bit. And
that's why.
It's Randle's left shoulder, yeah?
The right shoulder.
The right shoulder, okay.
Yeah.
It happened on Christmas? Or
yes. No, a few days after he fell.
It was one of the ESPN
games. It was one of the ESPN games. Yes, it was one of the ESPN. I was watching it too.
So it's definitely unfortunate for him.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, even last year when y'all played Cleveland, I had said Knicks in 7 with Randle, Knicks in 6 without.
Yeah.
So
okay, keep going.
No, this I want to save the indie talk, but it worries me a little bit. The bench right now is, I think, a little. It's not deep. Bojan is out.
Oh yeah.
They haven't really been playing Burks in the rotation at all. It's kind of just been Precious Achua just filling in for big body Mitch. And then Miles McBride's been that guy that's coming off the bench that's scoring threes. And I'm fine with that. I love Deuce. But, yeah, obviously, Bojan wasn't doing much either. He's kind of was just streaky. Him being out, I guess, is another, veteran guy that you would probably want down the road.
I think you're going to need him against the Pacers for offense.
Yeah,
for offense. He's a cone defensively.
Yeah, I would think. But I think Deuce can get that offense. I think the Pacers' depth definitely overpowers our depth. I think that's the biggest glare.
Yeah.
I'm going to save the Pacers
try and
talk.
Save it. Yeah.
But the way they played with this series, it worries me going into this conference semifinals. But I hope to be wrong.
What do you think?
About what specifically?
Overall, man. Just go for it.
Man, it's just so much to talk about.
This really wasn't a well planned out episode. We kind of were last minute on a lot of these things, but
okay. Well, let me ask you this.
Okay.
Actually, no. Let me say something first. I'm going to say the Knicks actually did find their identity after Randle went down, and their identity is grittiness, offensive rebounds, and just hustle plays. That's their identity. And they found that after Randle went down. I feel like. What do you guys think about that?
I think they've always been like.
They've always been like, even with Randle.
Yes.
Okay.
Randle's kind of that. He's not as his play style is not similar to the rest of the team in the sense that he's not going to dive on the floor. He kind of reminds me more of Brunson, where he'll try and get a call, and his game is mostly offensive. Whereas, Dante DiVincenzo, Josh Hart, OG Anunoby, those guys are dogs.
Oh, yeah.
Julius Randle and Jalen Brunson can score at will whenever they want, but I don't put them into that category as the other guys. I'm not saying Julius Randle, in my opinion, is a soft player, but I wouldn't put him or Brunson into that sort of category. They're the ones you need to rely on scoring the ball. They'll take care of the rest on the other end.
Okay.
And stuff like that.
I think Brunson's a dog as well.
Haven't seen much of it. It's just he's that guy.
Okay.
We know Brunson's that guy. He can score at will.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We know that. But is he the guy that's going to grab 14 offensive rebounds? Exactly. That's why I don't put him in that category.
Yeah, okay.
It's just not his game, and that's not his fault.
Right.
No.
That's why it's a team.
Right.
Josh Hart fills in the gaps for what Jalen Brunson can't do. And that's not a knock at Brunson at all. But
Yeah. Well, the Knicks should have closed the game out in 5 games. Just want to say that real quick. But it took them 6, and it's okay.
I disagree. The Knicks should have been down 3-2, for being honest.
Why?
Because the Sixers were robbed in game 2.
Yeah.
This should have been going back to the Garden for game 7. And my God, that would have been electric. Although I don't know if Embiid could have handled 48 more minutes.
No.
Yeah. So I'll turn over to you now. We'll talk about the winning team in this series. The Dallas Mavericks. What'd you see from them?
I'm going to backtrack to, I don't know if you guys remember in our first episode, I said Clippers winning advance because Kawhi's injury. And you guys all looked at me like, what are you talking about? Kawhi's injury? And it happened right in front of us. And Gio knows that. We talked about it before the podcast began.
Yeah.
And, it's unfortunate. I wanted to see him play, but, regardless, things happen. Going back to the Mavs, we saw Kyrie take over and do what he does best, which is his isolation game, and just completely I don't even know how to describe it. It's just how he sees the court,
It's just magical.
how he envisions just everything. It's truly like every time there was the one play where he was. Who did he almost drop and hit the 3-pointer, step back?
It was PJ Tucker.
Oh, I was gonna say because it looked like PJ Tucker,
Yeah.
and he just it looks like just artwork.
It's Leonardo da Vinci if he played basketball.
And Luka rebounded pretty good. I think he did what he had to do. Gafford was defending really well. PJ was helping out. Those guys needed to step up. I knew they lost. Maxi Kleber, I think, had an injury at the last game. He might be out for a little bit.
He's out for the season.
Ooh.
I heard that they may reevaluate him in like 3 weeks if they're
It's tough,
still
man.
in it.
He dislocated his AC joint in his shoulder, so
Yeah,
I don't necessarily think
Kleber was
he's
That's
playing.
rough.
Yeah, but I still think the big thing with them going into this series now against OKC, right? OKC
Yeah.
is their depth. We've been saying this, I think, outside of Luka, Kyrie, your
Just the starters.
Yeah,
It's really bench depth is what wins you a playoff.
Lively was great for them. Still a rookie, but another great piece going down the line. That was a nice draft pick they made. I think Luka and Kyrie can, if they keep playing like this, I think they can take that series against OKC no problem. I think
we'll see.
if Kyrie's playing the way he did in the last 2 games and just maybe even better, I think it's wraps. I don't know.
I think Luka needs to play a little bit better.
Yes.
I think that's a big thing.
I understand he's playing sick and hurt, but
We need to see the games he puts up in the regular season.
well, you're not going to get that.
Close to it.
No, you're not going to get that because
I don't know.
you're like the when he scored 73, he played the Hawks. The Hawks have like the worst defense I've ever seen.
Well, I'm not saying score 73.
Well, no, but like you're not going to see a lot of like 40 and 50 bombs.
Really?
It doesn't
You
happen
should be.
very often.
We saw Brunson do it.
Kyrie made it look easy.
Well,
too.
what other creative offensive options do the Knicks have?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have Kyrie Irving there,
Yeah.
and he is obviously
He's doing his thing.
Insane, one of the most skilled player the league's ever seen.
Oof.
And obviously you got good shooters around you.
Yeah.
So Luka's not going to be as like the past where he had to take over when you were playing with Porzingis or you were playing with Dinwiddie as your second option. So this alleviates pressure off of him, but he needs to be just more efficient. And I think they'll be fine. But obviously that's something we'll talk about later on into the episode. But do we have any final?
I have a question really quick.
Go for it. Yeah.
Whose team is this in the playoffs? Is it Kyrie's team or is it Luka's team?
I think it's Kyrie's team.
It's Luka's team,
In
but
the playoffs.
It's Luka's team,
Okay.
but he trusts Kyrie. He has not yet trusted a teammate like that yet. This is the first time we're seeing it.
Okay.
Yeah.
He lets Kyrie take over when he needs to.
It seems to me like Kyrie is the clutch guy.
Well, he always has been. And Luka has been too.
Okay.
But Luka's not 100% right now. So that's why it's almost seeming like Kyrie.
I see it more of I agree with him saying it's Luka's team, but I think together it's their team.
Yeah.
I think that they're cohesive enough where they're not going to say it's one or the other.
Yeah.
I would at least hope, but I think in Mark Cuban's mind, Luka's has more time there than Kyrie does. Kyrie's obviously on the older side.
Oh yeah.
But Luka is the future. Kyrie is the now.
Right.
Okay. Fair enough.
That's how I kind of see it.
It's just good to see. It's good to see Kyrie just thriving again.
Yeah,
I think the whole Nets situation.
Yeah.
I think at the same time, while he's now in a place where he's treated with the proper respect, I think the Nets experience also kind of humbled him a little bit. And you're seeing, I think, you haven't seen any controversy about Kyrie because Dallas is a big market. It's not. It's no New York, obviously, but it's not like he went to a small market team.
No. Yeah.
So, but it's good to see that everything with Kyrie has been strictly basketball. And honestly, we can't ask for anything more. And as a Nets fan, does it suck that he's not here anymore on the Nets? Absolutely. But at the end of the day, I personally have no bad blood towards Kyrie. I know a lot of fans do. But like I'm a firm believer if shit happens, you move on and you wish them well. Unless you're James Harden when you just quit on the team like that.
Yeah.
But I understand why he requested the trade. I understand why he didn't take the contract offer. So, it's just good to see him thriving in a better situation for him and his family, and we'll see what Dallas can do. As far as Cleveland, did this first round series give you concerns?
I think so. I think they should have handled the Magic in less than 7 games. I think they're very the Cavs are very up and down. Like they can show you how good they are, then they'll show you like how I don't know, immature or inconsistent that they are as well. So it's definitely concerning for the next round. And they're playing the Celtics, right?
Yep.
So yeah, I don't see them beating the Celtics, but
it's definitely a tall task with no Porzingis, but at the same time, Jared Allen's been out. So
yeah.